Hey everybody, welcome back to the Refs Crease podcast. As always, this is brought to you by www.refcoach.ca. Check us out there so you can learn all the tips and tricks you need to be the best official you can be. I just want to talk about a real quick one here today, guys, but a skill that we need to master as officials, and that's doing game incident reports. Um, Remember, if you're calling a major penalty, this is coming with a game misconduct, and all game misconducts come with need to be followed with a report. Um, it's important to keep in mind that the disciplinary officials are using this report, and it's all they have to go on when they're determining possible suspensions and things like that for the penalties you are calling. So we're really their eyes and their ears, and we're trying to give them the best picture possible of the situation. So, as much detail as you could possibly give in these situations is beneficial. Um, Reports come in a lot of different forms. They can be digital, they can be paper. Um, Here, where I officiate in rural Alberta, we're still using paper copies. But I am pretty sure in the city that they're all mostly digital now. But and you guys may be doing them digital as well. I'm not sure about that, but you guys can always get a hold of me and let me know how you guys are doing it and what that looks like for you. So, regardless of whatever report you're doing, the first thing that's going to come up is all the information about the game. So that's going to be, the date of the game, the type of game, whether it's exhibition, league, tournament. All that stuff is important as well for everyone to know. The arena, the location, possibly the game number. And I'm pretty sure, again, if you're doing digital on this, most of that information will already be in there. But if you're not, it's very important that you fill this information out and then you double check with that game sheet and you make sure that the information is the same. The last thing you want is for the information to be different, and then all kinds of issues can come up, and then possibly um, be a problem for the disciplinary officials. So, yeah, make sure that that information is matching as you go through. When it comes to writing the report of the incident, this is where, like I said before, you need to be as detailed as you can possibly be. Um, as we said, it's making them, it's giving them a mental picture of the incident and what happened, and it's how they're going to assess and be able to make a fair assessment and discipline the offense that you've penalized. So you owe this to both the person reading the report and the player each and every time you do these reports, so that they do get a fair assessment of what happened in the situation. Make sure you put in things like player wasn't injured, stayed in the game, or player was injured and left the game. These are important in understanding what happened and then disciplining accordingly as a result of that. So, um, anything that pertain to this incident, leave nothing out. If there were incidents prior between the two players where they got into it, in the first period, and then in the third period, um, you have a head contact with a major. That all that stuff needs to be known. Give them every single thing possible to make the decision when they come to disciplining that player. Uh, if the penalty was under the maltreatment rule, it's important that you write exactly what was said and exactly what was done. Um, I know this can be awkward. Writing, swear words or racial comments or whatever the case is, writing that word for word can be super awkward. But you got to do it. The disciplinary board needs to know what was said. They need to know what was done in these situations, and then they can discipline it accordingly. Um, if a player is having an issue with this and they're a multiple time offender, um, you know, they need to know what that player is doing and what's happening. And I keep saying player, but remember, this is for anyone that receives a game misconduct penalty, coaches or whoever. So um, anyway, they need to know exactly what was said, exactly what was done. So write that word for word as much as you can remember. Um, which brings me to another point, whether they're digital or paper, try to get these done as soon as possible while the incident's fresh in your mind. Um, you don't want to be, 24 hours, 48 hours later trying to remember what happened and with all the other things going on in your life. It's better to just get these things out and get them down and then get them submitted as quickly as possible. When you're doing paper copies, you're going to be doing this right in the referee's room right after the game. Um, and you're gonna get that out right away. So that's a good thing. But I know I'm pretty sure that with digital copies you have 24 hours to submit. But it's best not to let it wait that long. Um, again, if you're doing a paper copy, it's going to be a three sheet carbon copy. So you're gonna write on it. It's going to transfer through to the other two sheets. Make sure you press hard. Make sure it gets through all the sheets. That's an important one. Um, but you're going to need the game sheet as well with you. So make sure you take the game sheet at the end of the game back to the referee's room so that you can get all the information on there because they're going to ask for the player's number or a coach's name or any of that kind of stuff. So you're going to need the sheet uh, to get those things down. Um, and then once you are done with your report, give it to your partner and let them read it over and see if you missed anything or if they can add anything or any of that kind of stuff. It's always good to have somebody just kind of proofread it and then you get all the information on there that needs to be on there. And then the last thing, when you're all done, you're going to tear out the first two copies, and then you're going to put them with the game sheet, and then you're going to give them back to the home team manager, who's going to be waiting for you because they're going to need to submit that stuff. Um, remember, with a digital copy, this is all going to be different. I'm just kind of working in the paper copy in case you go to a place that has it or you are doing paper copies. You know what's up. The digital copy, most of that game information will be in there, and then you'll be able to put in your info and a report of the incident, and then you'll be able to submit it digitally as well. So good that way. Um, in the fact that everything goes to where it needs to go, and you don't have any other worries. But you're in the paper copy situation, you're going to want to get that to the team manager of the home team, and then they will distribute it out from there. Um, one last tip I've got for paper copies. If you are doing a paper copy, then make sure before you hand everything in, you take a picture of that game sheet and your report on your phone and just keep it for a little while. You don't need to keep it forever, but I would keep it for a week or so. You never know if you're going to receive a call from the disciplinary board asking you about your recollection of the incidents in case they're still a little foggy on what happened. At least you've got the report there. You're not trying to just go off of memory, and you can kind of look at it, and then it will refresh you, and then you can give them a good uh, recollection of the incidents that happened. I don't think it would go as long as a week before you'd get a call, but it could definitely go a couple days. And you know, if you're working or you're going to school and you're doing other stuff in your life outside of this, then a lot of stuff goes on in a couple days. So it's not going to be that easy to remember those incidents. So if you just have that in your phone, it's a good way to remember. After you submitted the report, this is where the process ends for you. Uh, it for the most part, barring a call from the disciplinary board asking you what happened, they're gonna get your game report and they're gonna look at it and then they're gonna discipline the player or coach or whoever it is, as per your recollection of the incident in the report. Um, I will say to you, never, ever speculate to anyone, especially parents and coaches, what you think the length of the penalty might be. This is not up to us, and we have no say in the disciplinary board's decision. There's a bunch of things that go into this that get them to the point where they can make these extra disciplinary calls. So the only thing you need to tell whoever, if they do ask you, and sometimes they will ask you, is I don't know. It's not up to me from here. I just write my report, and then the league will deal with it from there. Um, because that's the last thing you want is a parent or a coach or somebody saying, "Oh, so and so said that it's only going to be one game. You gave my kid 3 games." Um, that's not up to us. So yeah, no speculation there. Just like I say, just tell them it's not up to you. Well, that's it, guys. There you have it. This is a skill, like I say, that we need to master. It's super important for fairness in disciplining players who have received game misconducts. And remember, any game misconduct comes with a report. It needs to be followed up and sent into the league. So the better we can get at this, um, the better it is for everybody involved, and we make sure that we make the right call because ultimately, you know, that's what we're here for. Um, if you like this episode, be sure to give us 5 stars wherever you're listening to it on a podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, um, give us a like and then be sure to follow us, and that will help the algorithm get it out to more officials worldwide. Um, if you like this episode or you want to talk about this more, if you think you have things to add or I missed something, you can always get a hold of me via the website at www.refcoach.ca, and just look for my contact information there. And remember, my name's Adam White, and you can look me up there, and then we can talk via email from there. Or you can also look us up on Ref Coach Kalmar at Facebook and Ref Coach Canada, all one word, at Instagram. And you can get messages to me there as well. On the Facebook platform, we do have also a forum where we can have discussions and talk about this stuff in more detail. Thanks for listening, guys, and until next time, be sure to stay safe out there and keep on improving in your craft.